Alright, so here we are reviewing our posting category criteria for the To Kill a Mockingbird review post assignment. And this is just tips on how to proceed, what's going to be on there, and what do you generally just need to have in your post. Your post will be your own kind of unique thing. There isn't any one way to do it, but I want you to be able to know how you get your points. The grading criteria is the three general areas that can get you points. There are the characters, the taxonomy levels, and aesthetics. Now all three of these are detailed at much greater level on the class blog in terms of point breakdown. What I'm going to do is go through each of these areas and show you how to get the maximum possible points and talk a little bit about that. Now the first one is characters, the grading criteria for the characters area. The post needs to focus on at least one of the given characters in the novel, and it needs to connect to at least one other character, and should reference one of the given themes in the novel. Now the rubric will have all of the given characters and themes, but I thought I'd go over the characters right now for you. Now these are all the characters that could appear on the exam. We could have Dolphus Raymond, Link Dees, Ms. DeBose, Reverend Sykes, Aunt Alexandra, and Mayella Ewell. Those are all characters that could appear on the exam, but may not be. Now, the taxonomy levels. This is a little trickier. The grading criteria for the taxonomy levels area really states that you need to have low, middle, and high areas all present. I would look for trying to create a high taxonomy type of product, because if it is a high taxonomy level product, it'll have to have facts from the remembering or lower taxonomy areas, work in some more of the reinterpretations and text connections usually present in the middle areas, and create it in a new product that you can put as one post in the high level taxonomy area. Make sure that you have each level area renamed and labeled within the post. Now, I would say a good place to look for both what kind of things you want to do with this, as well as how you can rename it, is look through the slides of that Bloom's Taxonomy podcast that we had on the class blog. Go over that. Even if you don't have the sound turned on, you can just look at what those things are in the podcast and try and get a better sense of what you want to do. Now, the last is aesthetics. Now, usually aesthetics is more of a physical or superficial thing, but we do have some distinct criteria in here. We want multimedia embeds, so that's looking at things like song clips, YouTube clips. We also want quotes present. You could do either or both of those things, but make sure they're correctly formatted. Don't have them sloppily hanging out or in the middle of text that doesn't really look right, things like that. Make sure that you have hyperlinks to other content sites. I would link to hyperlink to other things like SparkNotes or other summary sites, and that can be where you show your work in terms of where did you get the lower level taxonomy pieces. But make sure that those hyperlinks are formatted correctly. We don't want to see big, ugly, ungainly long URLs in your post. What we want is the hyperlink. We want to see the word that you've linked it to and just go there and be able to get that content. Please take care in your post. Read it out loud. Spell check it in Docs or Word or whatever you need to with that. Please go over that. Be mindful of that so that you don't have any errors in grammar or spelling prior to posting. Now, I'm sure you'll have more questions on this. Please take these down. Listen to this podcast more than once. It's okay to come to class with questions. In fact, that's showing me that your mind is working. But remember those areas, remember the characters. The rubric will be on the class blog. Please come ready with questions.